Good day once again and welcome. We're going to be treating just 122, which is the use of the library. Our topic today is the types of library we have. And by our outline, we have about 6 types of library here. The first library we are going to talk about is the academic library, and then we'll talk about the school library. We'll talk about the public library, the national library, special library, and private libraries. As we all know, we defined the library in our previous class as what? A collection of book and resource materials. And these materials are made for what? Reading, study, and consultation. So now, the academic library. The academic library is that type of library found in what? Higher institutions of learning. Now, what are those higher institutions of learning? We have universities, we have polytechnics, monotechnics, we have colleges of educations, we have centers or institutes of what? Research. Any library found in such places or any higher institution of learning is known as what? An academic library. What is the use of an academic library? And as we all know, library is meant to serve what? Its immediate users. It's just meant to serve the needs of what? The users. Now, who are those who use the library, an academic library? It is used by students. It is used by staffs of the institution. And it's also used by what? Staff dependents. Understand? So these are people that use the academic library. Now, the academic library as it stands is not standing without challenges. What are some of the problems facing the academic library? One of the major problems is what? Space. The space to institute or to establish the library is always a problem, because a library has what? An unlimited number of users. You can never specify the number of users who come in to make use of the library. Another issue we have is what? The mutilation of books. Remember, mutilation has to do with what? Destroying. So most students go out there to what? To destroy the books or the properties of what? The libraries. Another problem faced by the academic library is what? Inadequate funding. Now, the academic library is being funded by both the government and what? The institutions where it is located. Now, when there is poor funding or inadequate funding, will the library be able to stand? No, the library can't stand. Another major problem is what? Outdated collections. Most times you go to their libraries found in higher institutions of learning, you see that books used over 30 years ago are still there till today. And no new books, no provision for new books, which is not supposed to be so. So these and many others are what? Some of the challenges faced by what? The academic library. Remember, it's a library situated or established in what? Higher institutions of learning. The second type of library we're going to talk about is what? The school library. The school library. What is a school library? A school library is that kind of a library found in what? Primary and post-primary schools, also known as secondary schools. A school library is that library situated in the primary schools and the post-primary schools. Now, it is pertinent for you to know that a school library is being funded by the government. It is also funded by the institution where it is situated. Now, a school library is meant to serve the what? Pupils. Pupils, that's those in the primary school. Students, those in the secondary school. Is meant to serve the parents of the students, and also meant to serve what? The staffs of the what? Institution. Now, what is the problem of a school library? A school library has its major challenge as that of what? Space. Space to establish the library. Another problem with the school library is that of what? Poor funding. Poor funding. The school library is not being what? Funded. Then another issue the school library has is what? Poor collections. It doesn't have the number of books required. And another limitation of the school library is that it cannot have any other book outside the curriculum of what is to be taught to the pupils or the students, depending on the situation at hand. So that is what the school library is all about. And remember, the school library, I said, is situated in what? Primary and secondary school. The third type of library we're going to talk about is what? The public library. Now, the public library is a library found in every state of a nation. This type of library, because it is found in a state, who are those to fund it? It is being funded by what? The state government. It is being funded by the state government. Now, the public library is not dealing with academic books, but